Good morning everyone. Today we discuss biodiversity and conservation. Bio means life, diversity means vary. So variation in the living organisms, not only living organism, diversity in macromolecule, cell organelles, cells, tissues, organs, organ systems and organisms. Biodiversity and conservation. Conservation means save, conserve. Biodiversity and conservation. If alien species, what is alien? Alien means exotic species. Exotic species. What is exotic species? Not native of our area. Here alien species from distant galaxy, in another galaxy, visit the planet Earth. The alien species surprise, confuse, surprise and confuse after observing abundant amount of biodiversity on the Earth. For example, 20,000 ant species, 20,000 orchid species, 28,000 fish species, 3 lakh species, beetle species. So on the earth more than 20,000 ant species, only ant, not all insects, only ants, more than 20,000 species, orchids 20,000, fish species 28,000, beetles 3 lakh species. So that's why if alien species, alien means exotic species, not native of that area. Actually it is alien species from different galaxy, visited the earth, planet earth. That species surprised and confused due to abundant biodiversity. The term biodiversity was popularized by Edward Wilson. Edward Wilson popularized the term biodiversity. Abundant amount of biodiversity seen on the planet Earth. Is it useful for the survival of the human being and well-being of human being? Definitely, the biodiversity help in the survival and well-being of human beings. Diversity, generally 3 types. Genetic diversity, genetic diversity, species diversity, ecological diversity. Diversity is of 3 types: genetic diversity, species diversity, ecological diversity. What is genetic diversity? Diversity within a species, intraspecific diversity. Intra means within, intraspecific diversity. Diversity, intra means within, diversity within the species known as genetic diversity. Diversity at the level of species known as a species diversity. Diversity at the level of ecosystem known as ecological diversity. So diversity is of 3 types: genetic diversity, species diversity, ecological diversity. Diversity within the species is known as the genetic diversity. Genetic diversity also known as intraspecific diversity. Intra means within. Diversity within a species, intraspecific diversity. Diversity at the level of species known as species diversity. Diversity at the level of ecosystem is known as ecological diversity. Now we discuss genetic diversity. For example, human height, also example for genetic diversity. Some people 6 feet, some people 5.10, 5.11, 5.6, 4.9. So even though all human beings belong to the same species sapien, but all human beings not of same height. So that is the diversity within a species. So our height depends upon number of genes received from our parent. So another example we discuss here, that is Rauwolfia Vomitoria. Rauwolfia Vomitoria is commonly known as Sarpagandha. Rauwolfia vomitoria. From the Rauwolfia vomitoria we extract reserpine. The chemical extracted from Rauwolfia vomitoria is known as reserpine. Rauwolfia vomitoria rearing all over the India. The reserpine is used in the treatment of high blood pressure. Used in the treatment of high blood pressure or hypertension. The reserpine extracted from Rauwolfia vomitoria of Himalayan region is more potent, means more powerful. Why the reserpine extracted from Rauwolfia vomitoria of Himalayan region is more potent? More number of genes involved in the synthesis of reserpine. One gene express one character generally. So several genes involved in the synthesis of reserpine. So Rauwolfia vomitoria in the central India, the potency is less, power is less. Why? Less number of genes involved. So it is an example for genetic diversity. What is genetic diversity? Diversity within a species, genetic diversity. Rauwolfia vomitoria, commonly known as Sarpagandha, and from this plant we are extracting reserpine. Reserpine is used in the treatment of high blood pressure. Reserpine extracted from Rauwolfia vomitoria of Himalayan region is more potent, more powerful. Why more powerful? In Himalayan region, in this plant, more genes involved in the synthesis of reserpine. In the central India, less number of genes involved. In South India also, less number of genes involved in the synthesis of reserpine when compared to reserpine extracted in Himalayan region. So it is an example for genetic diversity. So diversity within a species known as genetic diversity. In human being, human height also example for genetic diversity. Some people 6.2, some people 6.1, some 6, some 5.11, 5.6, 5.5. It is the diversity, variation within the same species, genetic diversity. Next one is species diversity. Species diversity. Diversity at the level of species. Diversity at the level of species known as species diversity. Amphibian species diversity. Amphibian species diversity is more in Western Ghats when compared to Eastern Ghats. Meaning is, in the vertebrate group amphibia, more number of species present in Western Ghat when compared to Eastern Ghat. For example, in Western Ghat, 150 amphibian species are living. In Eastern Ghats, 80 amphibian species. So, species diversity of Western Ghat is more when compared to Eastern Ghat. Diversity at the level of species known as a species diversity. Example, amphibian species diversity is more in Western Ghat when compared to Eastern Ghat. So, the group amphibia represented by more number of species in Western Ghat when compared to Eastern Ghat. What are the measures of species diversity? Measures of species diversity. Species richness. Species richness. Species evenness. Species richness and species evenness are the two measures of species diversity. What is species richness? Number of species in a particular, for unit area. Number of species per unit area is known as species richness. For example, in Western Ghat in Karnataka and Maharashtra, in Western Ghat, for 1 kilometer, 25 amphibian species are living. In Eastern Ghat, only 15 amphibian species. So, the species diversity, the species richness is more in Western Ghat when compared to Eastern Ghat. What is species richness? Number of species per unit area. Number of species per unit area. Number of species per unit area is known as species richness. What is species evenness? Relative abundance of different species. Relative abundance of different species is known as species evenness. So, species richness and species evenness are the measures of species diversity. Species evenness means relative abundance. Relative abundance of different species. Relative abundance of different species is known as species evenness. For example, three sample areas. Sample area 1, 3 bird species, 1 pigeon, 1 eagle, 4 parrots. So, in sample area 1, 6 individuals. These 6 individuals belong to 3 species. So, pigeon, 1 eagle and 4 parrots. In sample area 2, in another area, sample area 2, 2 pigeon, 2 eagle, 2 parrots are present. So, species diversity is more in sample area 2 when compared to sample area 1. In sample area 1, 3 bird species. In sample area 2 also 3 bird species are living. But in sample area 1, pigeon, 1 species represented by, so pigeon means columba. The genus columba represented by pigeon, eagle. So neophra, okay. Here point is, One species represented by one member, another species represented by another member, but third species represented by 4 individuals. If pigeon or eagle dies, what happens? Number of species in that area decreases, species richness may decrease. But in case of sample area 2 pigeon, 2 eagle, 2 parrots. So if one eagle or one pigeon and one parrot dies also, the respective species represented by another member. So species evenness is more in second when compared to first one. That's why species diversity is more in sample area 2 when compared to sample area 1. Next one, sample area 3. Sample area 3. 2 insects, 2 elephants, 2 pigeon. So here also in sample area 3 also 6 individuals like sample area 2, sample area 1. But in sample area 3 there is 3 represented by different classes. Insects, 2 insects, 2 elephants, 2 pigeon, but evenness is same. Even though they belong to different species, but the number of species is the same. So sample area biodiversity, species biodiversity is more when compared to 2. Sample area 2 biodiversity is more when compared to sample area 1. What is species richness? In all these 3 cases, species richness is the same. 3 species in sample area, 3 species in sample area 2. In sample area 3 also 3 species. Species richness is the same. 2 measures of species diversity. One is the species richness, another one is the species evenness. So, but difference in species evenness. What is species richness? Number of species per unit area is known as species richness. Species evenness means relative abundance of different species. Relative abundance of different species is more in sample area 3 when compared to sample area 2. So the species richness and evenness is more in sample area 2 when compared to sample area 1. Now we discuss ecological diversity. Ecological diversity. Diversity at the level of ecosystem is known as ecological diversity. Diversity at the level of ecosystem is known as ecological diversity. Diversity within a ecosystem is known as alpha. Diversity within a ecosystem is known as alpha diversity. Diversity between 2 ecosystems is known as beta diversity. Diversity between 2 ecosystems is known as beta diversity. How alpha diversity estimate? By counting the number of species, only species richness. By counting the number of species in that ecosystem, we will get alpha diversity. Diversity between 2 ecosystems is known as beta diversity. How they get beta diversity? 2C by S1 plus S2. 2C means number of common species in both the ecosystems divided by number of species in one ecosystem plus number of species in another ecosystem. So we can calculate beta diversity. Third one is gamma diversity. So alpha diversity means diversity within a ecosystem. For example, we assume that circle is one ecosystem. Diversity within a ecosystem is known as alpha diversity. Diversity of two ecosystems known as beta diversity. Gamma diversity. Diversity of all ecosystems present in a particular area is known as gamma diversity. For example, in that habitat, in that region, 5 ecosystems are present. Diversity among different ecosystems of that particular area is known as gamma diversity. How they estimate the gamma diversity? Average alpha diversity plus average beta diversity plus Q. What is Q? Number of habitats in that area. Gamma diversity. Diversity among different ecosystems of that region is known as gamma diversity. So we can calculate gamma diversity with the help of formula average alpha diversity plus average beta diversity plus Q. What is Q? Number of habitats in that region. So biodiversity is of 3 types: genetic diversity, species diversity, ecological diversity. Species diversity means diversity within a species. Diversity within a species is known as species diversity. Diversity at the level of species is known as species diversity. Diversity within a species, genetic diversity. Diversity at the level of ecosystem is known as ecological diversity. So ecological diversity, 3 types: alpha diversity, beta diversity, gamma diversity. Diversity within the same ecosystem, alpha diversity. Diversity between 2 ecosystems, beta diversity. How we calculate the beta diversity? 2C by S1 plus S2. C means common species. 2 into common species divided by number of species in one ecosystem plus number of species in another ecosystem. Gamma diversity. Diversity of different ecosystems of a particular region is known as gamma diversity. How they calculate gamma diversity? Average alpha diversity plus average beta diversity plus Q. What is Q? Number of habitat in that region. Now we discuss number of species on earth and number of species in India. Number of species on the earth, number of species in India. Number of species on the earth and number of species in India. IUCN, International Union Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. International Union of Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, 2004 estimated so far 1.5 million species. 1.5 million species means 15 lakh species. More than 70% animal species. Only 22% are plant species. only 22% are plant species. According to extreme estimation, extreme means so above when compared to actual value. According to extreme estimation, on the earth 20 to 50 million species are waiting for discovery and classification. According to conservation estimation means less when compared to, slightly less when compared to normal number. That is conservation. According to conservation estimation, 7 million species are awaiting for discovery. Robert May, famous conservationist. So according to Robert May, 7 million species are waiting for 20 to 50 million species are awaiting for discovery. Now we discuss number of species. One more point is, by using conventional method means the methods used from the beginning of classification, we are unable to estimate the number of prokaryotes. By using biochemical and molecular method, we can estimate the number of prokaryotes. Prokaryotes also several million prokaryotes are awaiting for discovery. Prokaryotes. So organisms have primitive nucleus, prokaryotes. So by using biochemical and molecular basis, if we classify the prokaryotes, several million prokaryotes are awaiting for discovery. In India, you all know land area of India. Land area of India is 2.4% when compared to total land area, but biodiversity is 8.1%. Biodiversity is 8.1%. Indian land area is 2.4 when compared to total earth area, but biodiversity of India is 8.1. That means India has more biodiversity, and India is one of the 12 mega biodiversity countries. One of the 12 mega biodiversity countries. One of the 12 mega biodiversity countries. In India, 45,000 plant species, 90,000 animal species are living in India. According to conservative estimation, so far the scientists discovered only 22% of existing plants and animals. So according to conservative estimation, 1 lakh plant species, 1 lakh plant species, 3 lakh animal species, 3 lakh animal species are waiting for discovery in India. So Indian land area is 2.4 when compared to total land area, but its biodiversity share is 8.1, means more biodiversity. Reason is India is in tropical region. We discuss why more species living in tropical area later. So India is one of the 12 mega biodiversity countries. In India, 45,000 plant species, 90,000 animal species are living. According to conservative estimation, more than 1 lakh plant species and 3 lakh animal species are awaiting for discovery. Only 22% plant species are discovered so far. The remaining animal species, in animals, out of 10 animal species, out of 10 animals, 7 are insects only. 7 are insects. Out of every 10 animal, 7 are insects. Now we discuss number of invertebrates, vertebrates, plants with the help of pie diagrams. Invertebrates. In invertebrates, most of them are insects. Insects are 9 lakh animal species. And second major group is other groups. Other groups means other invertebrates. Porifera, Nidaria, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, except Mollusca. Hemichordata, it is Mollusca. Third one is Crustacea. Crustacea also belong to phylum Arthropoda only. So in invertebrates, largest group insect. Second, other groups, other invertebrates except Mollusca. Third largest group Mollusca. Fourth one, smallest group Crustacea. So in competitive exam also they may give A, B, C, D. Identify. Vertebrates. Fungi, angiosperms, fungi, angiosperms, algae, mosses, ferns, lichens, plants. Fungi and angiosperm more or less equal. Second group is algae, third largest mosses, fourth largest ferns, and least number of the group represent with least number of species lichens. So regarding plants, next one is vertebrates. fishes, amphibian, reptilia, aves, mammalia. Fishes is the largest vertebrate group. Fishes largest vertebrate group. Second largest amphibia. Third largest reptilia. Fourth one amphibia. Least number of species in vertebrates represented by mammalia. So pie diagram. So in invertebrate, insecta is the largest group. In plants, fungi and angiosperms more or less equal. Number of fungi species more than fishes, mammals, reptiles, amphibia together. So except aves, the remaining vertebrate species are less than members of fungi. Least group in plants, lichens. Least group in vertebrates, mammals. Least group in invertebrates, crustacea, when compared to other groups. So this is about invertebrate, plant and vertebrate species. Now we discuss latitude distribution of species. Latitude distribution of species. Equator. Zero degree latitude equator up to 20 degree southern tropic. (20 degree northern also tropic). 40 degree subtropical. 60 degree northern temperate. Temperate pole. (80 degree southern, 80 degree northern, north pole). Okay, here point is, if you move from equator to poles, the species diversity increases. It is not mean that at poles more. So up to species diversity is more from 23.5 degree northern latitude to 23.5 degree southern latitude. Species diversity is more. Species diversity is more from 23.5 degree northern latitude to 23.5 southern latitude. Species diversity is more. For example, serial number, place, latitude, number of species, number of species. Colombia 0 degree latitude 1400 bird species. New York 41 degree northern latitude 105 Greenland 71 degree northern latitude 56th bird species. Means latitude increase, bird species decreases. So Colombia at 0 degree latitude 1400 bird species. New York 41 degree northern latitude 105. Greenland 71 degree northern latitude 56 bird species. If latitude increase, number of species decreases. Similarly, tropical rainforest Amazon. Tropical rainforest of Amazon contain 40,000 plant species, 3,000 fish species, 378 reptile species, 1,300 bird species, 427 mammalian species, 427 amphibian species. And tropical rainforest of Amazon considered as the lungs of our planet. So the trees of Amazon every day release 20% of free oxygen available in the atmosphere. That's why tropical rainforest of Amazon considered as the lungs of our planet. So in tropical rainforest of Amazon, 40,000 plant species, 3,000 fish species, 427 mammalian species, 427 amphibian species, 1,300 bird species, 378 reptilian species are living. India also in 21 degrees. So latitude in India, (1,200 bird species are living in India. Similarly, Ecuador is a forest area in the tropical area. For example, 100 square kilometer, the animal and plant species distributed in 100 square kilometer in Ecuador. Compare with 100 square kilometers in the forest of USA. The number of plant and animal species in Ecuador 10 times more than the number of plant and animal species in USA. Reason is USA is in temperate region. So in temperate region, plant and animal species are less. Now we discuss the reasons why tropical region has more biodiversity. Why tropical region has more biodiversity? Why tropics have more biodiversity? Tropical region remain unchanged Climate of tropical region. Climate of tropical region remain unchanged for several millions of years. Remain unchanged for several millions of years. In temperate region, glaciation occurs several times in the past. Glaciation occur several times in the past, not now. So it is the North Pole and it is the South Pole. Movement of water from North Pole to temperate, from temperate to North Pole. Movement of water from South Pole to temperate, temperate to South Pole. So that is glaciation. Glaciation occurs several times in the past in temperate region. So at the time existing plant and animal perished. But climate of tropical region remain unchanged for several millions of years. It is one reason. Second reason is climate in tropical region is predictable. Climate in tropical region is predictable. We can guess today may rain or cold is more, but in temperate region climate is unpredictable. In Europe and America, the employees every day they carry umbrella. Few minutes rain, immediately few hours very cold. So climate is frequently changes, unpredictable. So that's why the plants and animals try to adjust the change in climatic conditions only. But in tropical region, climate is predictable. So summer more temperature, winter so maybe chill to some extent, rainy season rain. So climate is predictable in tropical countries. That's why niche specialization seen in tropical region. What is niche? Functional status of an organism is known as niche. For example, horse is a herbivore, that is the functional status. Man is a omnivore, feed on plant and animal material. Several animals are herbivores, for example cattle, horse, rabbit, so monkeys, but all not belong to same functional status. Variation, even though they are herbivore, variation. What is a niche specialization? Efficiency, increase the efficiency. For example, horse, what happened? The teeth become, the premolars and molar size increases and elevation occur in the molars. So with the help of these elevation, the horse can cut the hard stems also. Like that, niche specialization. What is niche? Is functional status. In case of temperate region, no niche specialization. Most of the time, the plants and animal try to adapt it to the frequently changed climatic condition. Third point is why species diversity is more in temperate region. Solar radiation is more in tropical countries. So in India also we have more than 300 days sunshine, but in developed countries, Europe and America, not more than 30 or 40 days. So less than 40 days only they visualize the sunshine. Most of the days cloudy only. So solar radiation, abundant solar radiation seen in tropical countries. Moreover, groundwater is more. Minerals in the soil. As a result, plant species are more. So the photosynthesis rate depends upon the availability of solar radiation. Plant synthesis, so plant participating in photosynthesis. Grass primary productivity is more. Animals depends upon plant species. Plant species more, automatically animal species also more. These are the three main reasons why species diversity is more in tropical region when compared to subtropical, temperate and polar region. In tropical region, the climate remain unchanged, but in temperate region, glaciations occur in the past. Now no glaciation, but in the past several glaciation. During glaciation, existing plant and animal species perished. In tropical region, climate is predictable. We can guess the changes in the climate. But in temperate region, climate is unpredictable. So the organisms living in temperate region always try to adjust to the changing climatic condition. No niche specialization. So functional status is known as niche. So niche specialization, herbivore. What is niche specialization is herbivore? More effectively feed on plants. Increase the efficiency in consuming the plant. Niche specialization. Third one is solar radiation. Solar radiation, groundwater, minerals in the soil more in tropical region. Automatically photosynthesis more. Rate of photosynthesis more number of plant species. More number of plant species, more number of animal species. In this manner, tropical region have more biodiversity. So tomorrow we discuss relationship between species and area, various reasons for loss of biodiversity,